What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? How are you guys doing? Today I want to talk about one really critical mistake that I see, cyclists, runners, triathletes make all the time before like really critical races, whether that is, maybe it's like a big upcoming marathon, or they're gearing up for, some sort of like really long bike race, or even that one critical triathlon race for their season. You guys don't know this about me. I don't know if I've mentioned it on the channel before, but I grew up working in a lot of different like running stores. Like selling running shoes and apparel and things like that. But occasionally we would have, like the big local marathon coming up, and we would have people coming in the door really, like the week of, or even, potentially like the day before their big marathon race. And they would say things to me like, okay, I really want a new pair of shoes for my marathon. Or the other thing I would see would be that customer that's coming in to pick out their cool new outfit for their race tomorrow. And I know I give a lot of racing advice, but if there's one thing that you guys take from this channel, please, please, please do not try out anything new on race day. And I know some of you guys aren't gonna listen to me, but if your shoes are dirty, that's okay. You need to test out your shoes on at least 1 or 2 long runs. Make sure that they're not causing any blistering, any sort of knee pain, any sort of discomfort whatsoever. And it's not just shoes, like don't try new socks on race day either. Make sure that you've used the pair of socks that you're gonna use on race day in a couple of long runs as well. And I can see that you wanna race in a brand new cool outfit. I can see that in your eyes. But what you need to do is purchase that outfit 3 or 4 weeks before your big race and test it in some of your long rides. And it's okay if the outfit doesn't look perfect on race day. It's gonna get messed up anyway. And this advice applies to cycling races as well. It could be something small like changing your glasses that you're not used to for a particular race event. A new pair of glasses could be distracting you during a race. Or it could be something bigger like a pair of tires that you're not familiar with that don't really function as well. Could cause flats or things like that. I've seen absolutely critical stuff like people trying clip-in pedals for the first time in a triathlon, and that just not going well at all either. If you absolutely have to test your gear in a race, I would suggest finding, a couple of smaller races to kind of test some of your equipment. I usually race 2 or 3 times before a big event. In a lot of those races, I won't stress too much about, and I will use those to test race equipment. But pretty much for the most part, I'll either go up and down my street testing stuff, or take them out on training rides to test equipment as well. And I know like an Aero race helmet isn't the coolest thing to ride around town, but it's worth testing your race equipment just to make sure that it's functional. You're also gonna wanna test any nutrition that you're going to use during your race. So in triathlon, I usually take in the most amount of nutrition on the bike. And so I'll save some of my long bike rides where I'll practice exactly what I'll eat on race day, just to make sure that my stomach feels reasonable, after taking in those particular calories. And lastly, don't eat anything crazy the night before your big race. I see you eyeing that brand new sushi restaurant down the street, and I would suggest skipping that for this particular pre-race meal and just going with something that will not upset your stomach. All right, guys, if you guys are into this sort of stuff, and that would be like swimming, biking, or running, consider subscribing. There's a little subscribe button down below here somewhere. And then next to that, there's a little notification bell. The notification bell just allows you to be notified of whenever I post new videos. And I'm trying to post videos about once a week. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and we will see you guys on the next one.
say,